the AoChuang GTS M is considered as one of the best 5x5s in the market. But comes a new challenger, the Valk 5. Which of these two 5x5s is the best in the market? What's poppin', guys? And today we'll find that out. Now first, to consider the packaging of these two cubes. Wait a minute, this doesn't actually matter. You know what, let's get these boxes out of the way and get into the cubes. Released in 2018, the AoChuang GTS M comes in at 153.4 grams in 63mm for $40. On the other hand, the Valk 5 was released in 2019, coming in at 62mm, 136 grams for $50. This makes it smaller, more compact, lighter, but more expensive than the AoChuang. Both cubes also come in black and stickerless. Now, let's jump into their performance. The AoChuang GTS has a very smooth and quite fast turning, with a hard, blocky, crispy, and substantial feel, with weak magnets and hint of fluidity. Its corner cutting is a bit past 2 pieces, and can cut 4 to 5 with some force at some times, and reverse just around a piece. Wide cutting is also manageable. Now, this is caused by the AoChuang GTS's stability by the pieces, but with the aforementioned weak magnets and springs allow for flexibility. Lockups are still possible, but very hard to make, and pops can happen with looser tensions. The shades in this cube are the new standard Moe shades. On the other hand, the Valk 5 is also a smooth 5x5, but not as smooth as the AoChuang GTS. But it is much faster, softer, crunchier, and lighter. It's also more compact and more fluid, along with stronger magnets. Unfortunately, the Valk 5 at my current setup cuts less than the AoChuang, at around 1.5 piece with some effort and half a piece reverse. Although this is compensated by the rest of its performance. The reason for this is that the Valk 5 is stable by the elasticity and the stronger magnets. However, because of this, lockups can also happen with corner cutting a little bit more frequently, but fortunately, this does not happen much in solves. Shades are the standard cheese stickerless shades. Long story short, I have switched from the AoChuang GTS M to the Valk 5. However, if you are willing to hear the long story, hear me out for a moment. Now, let's talk about the AoChuang GTS M. No, it is not automatically a bad 5x5. However, it just doesn't fit my preference as of now, as this 5x5 is quite blocky and very much stable, especially with the weak magnets. It gives a slight flimsiness. And not to mention about the AoChuang's bigger size, which makes it not as compact, especially when solving, and it makes it also take a toll in official solves or solves of any kind, which is why I'm not really currently using the AoChuang GTS, although in my opinion it is still one of the best 5x5s on the market, maybe just around second place. But if you'd really prefer a 5x5 that has a substantial feel and you don't mind the big size and you're able to control this kind of 5x5, then I can tell you that the AoChuang GTS is for you, but not exactly for me on the other hand. But nonetheless, I can still recommend this 5x5 to others, especially with its price tag that it is around $10 less than the Valk 5. So that can also say if you're short on budget, that the AoChuang GTS is still really a great performer, and you can also get fast times with it. Especially, it's still a magnetic 5x5 and one Moe's current flagship if they have not made the WRM already. So, there is no reason not to get the AoChuang GTS still. But, according to my preference, the Valk 5 is subjectively better for me because I find it to be a lot more lighter, faster, and with these strong magnets, a bit more stable than the AoChuang GTS, since the AoChuang uses weaker magnets and the Valk uses stronger magnets. And as you can see, in comparison to these two solves, these were the best solves, cherry-picked from an average of 5 of each cube. And for the Valk 5, I found myself averaging a bit faster than the AoChuang GTS, which is why I can say that this 5x5 is my main, and probably might be the best in the market. But just because I say it's the best in the market does not mean it's the best for you, since everyone has their own perspective. Some people would prefer the Valk 5, some the AoChuang GTS, and even some people prefer the AoChuang. But still, all will boil down to personal preference. But generally, if you have smaller hands and have hands that are more easily tired out by bigger, slower cubes, then I'd highly suggest the Valk 5. But one disclaimer I'd like to give is the budget that you have, as the Valk 5 is $10 more expensive than the AoChuang. But still, for it being one of the best 5x5s in the market, it still makes up for the price. And really, personally, I'd really like to suggest this 5x5. So, that has been it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching and spending a few minutes here, and I'll see you in the next video. Keep popping, guys. Peace.